Hi everyone, my name's Rogue. Today we're going to be watching episode 6, the final of Obi-Wan Kenobi. I cannot wait. I have a few ideas. I feel like we're going to have like Obi-Wan and Reva face off against one another. I hope maybe we see a bit more of Darth Vader. I'm hoping we're going to get like a nod to Satine or Padme, Ahsoka, Qui-Gon. I'm really hoping we see Qui-Gon because like we've had Obi-Wan reference him throughout the series. I don't know, but today we're going to go straight into it, watch the episode, have a final thought. But yeah, I've just loved the series so much so far. It's been really good. I've loved all the nods, all the Easter eggs, the little like mentions to Clone Wars, of Jedi, like all these little references. I really loved it. Really brilliant storytelling, directing. I know people have had complaints about the series, but it's not going to be perfect. Like they are not going to be making it something everyone is happy with, and to be quite honest, so far I've been really impressed. And I feel like even though there's things I would personally change, like Tala living maybes, it's not going to suit everyone, but I've really enjoyed the series and I just can't wait to see how they conclude it. But yeah, let's go straight into it. Reva. No one's a good shot in Star Wars, are they?
Although I know the word of a liar and a fake Jedi may not mean much to you. It's good enough for me.
Arjun may be a crook, but there's honor in him.
Us in danger, Owen. We're enough. You and me.
Ooh, I like her. We never knew much about Beru, so
Beru, what are you doing?
nice.
We both knew this day might come. She'll come when the suns go down. Best we got positioned now.
I like her.
From aboard.
That's him.
My lord, we must continue our pursuit of the insurgents. Now is our chance to wipe out this network in its entirety. We cannot prioritize one lone Jedi.
Excuse me.
Not just any Jedi.
Why is the Grand Inquisitor think he can tell Vader what to do? She gave him Lola. Gonna have to return that little droid, Obi-Wan. I just really love how Obi-Wan and Leia's relationship in this, like, it makes sense now, like, why in New Hope she'd be like, Ben Kenobi! Like, it makes sense, because she's had this little adventure with him already. Oh, we're having, like, two imageries of two different fights. I love it. This is sort of, like, making me think of Revenge of the Sith. When we had like Yoda versus Palpatine and Obi-Wan versus Anakin, we're just like getting like something like that again. I feel like you have to admire these two. They know like what Jedi can do, they know what Sith can do, they've experienced it firsthand. Like still go protect Luke.
Rogue! She's coming!
This is a fight we wanted to see. I knew it. I knew the series we were going to be seeing Obi-Wan coming to terms with what happened with like I was hoping we'd see like Reva like with the crystals and like turn them white and like show that like whole turn light side, but yeah, we got a redemption arc
Crews
in a
are
way.
tracking every system within range. We will destroy everything in our path until he is found.
The Emperor!
You seem agitated, my friend.
He will not evade me again.
Why am I shocked the Emperor's here?
I wonder if you're...
I serve only you, my master.
Yeah, Empress manipulative shit.
I fear for her future. The Empire grows stronger and bolder.
Come on, Bale. Tell him that Ahsoka's alive.
Well, if you ever need my help
She's been
again,
Vulcan for a few years now.
you know where to find me.
Let's hope that day never comes.
Hello there.
He said Oh, I mean, that was like a must. Qui-Gon. Finally, something.
Master Qui-Gon.
Well, took you long enough.
So, that's it. That's the end of Obi-Wan Kenobi, and I have to say, for a standalone mini-series, I really enjoyed it. Yeah, well, the things I wish there was more of. I wished we'd maybe had a mention of Ahsoka as Fulcrum, having mention of Satine, because, I mean, not a lot of people know about Satine unless you've watched Clone Wars, so it would have been nice to have a live action mention of her. I'm happy we got to see Qui-Gon in the end there. Knowing what was going to happen to Reva, but I feel like Reva's story is very open-ended now. What's going to be the future for her? Is she going to join the Resistance? Is she going to start fighting with the Rebellion? Could we maybe see her in Andor? I'm curious. I wonder if this series was maybe the lead up to Andor. Is there going to be crossover connections to it? I don't know, but I really enjoyed that as a final episode. I think it rounded up everything as best it could. I know there's probably going to be people out there who's going to be like, second season, and I just know. I think sometimes these type of series, we need to just leave them be. Once they're done, leave them as done. But brilliant episode, especially the end there with Liam Neeson. I think this series was so good, and it was about healing. We saw Obi-Wan, first episode, he wasn't Obi-Wan, he wasn't the Obi-Wan we knew, and we see throughout these 6 episodes him reconnecting with the Force, healing, coming to terms with what happened, with Padme, with Anakin, the whole story, the loss of the Jedi. You see that healing process, and I think it's nice to see Reva's healing process, because again, it could go one or two ways. People experience traumatic issues. Obi-Wan isolated himself. Reva went the path of revenge, but they both came to a similar standpoint in the end. Because it's interesting, because I feel like Obi-Wan could have easily went the same route Reva had. Maybe it's not necessarily becoming the Inquisitor or anything, but he could have went a darker path, and I think that's a really interesting point. The fight between Vader and Obi-Wan in this episode, this was the best fight. I really enjoyed it, especially when we had it reflected against Owen and Beru. With Reva, I felt like there was nice symmetry there. There was a bit of symmetry with Revenge of the Sith. But one thing I found really interesting, and it reminded me a lot of Ahsoka's fight with Darth Vader in Rebels, we get Obi-Wan smashing, I believe, the right side of his mask, or the left side? One side. I think it was the left. And we see briefly the eyes become normal, and it's like he could potentially have reached out to Anakin. Obviously, we see the eyes go darker, the red, Vader takes over. But I found it so interesting because Ahsoka did the opposite side of the mask, and had a similar reaction, especially with the eyes, and it just feels like the whole idea that Obi-Wan and Ahsoka were potentially going to be the ones who could get Vader to leave, bring Anakin back to light. And the only time we ever see Vader completely unmasked is when Luke removes the mask at the end of Revenge. So it's Luke's the one who brings him back. But I just think it's so interesting that we have that duality between Obi-Wan and Ahsoka when they've come to face with Darth Vader, knowing full well he's become that was their friend, that was their Padawan, that was their master, and I think that's so interesting they played it off in the series. I really like that, and when I saw that, I was hoping that we'd mention Ahsoka, because at this point in the timeline, Ahsoka has been working with the Resistance under the name Fulcrum for about 9 years now. Bale knows this. Bale is the reason, and it's like, Bale, could you maybe, like, you know, mention to Obi-Wan that, like, maybe Ahsoka was freaking alive? Did you know, like, filled up that detail there, like. But yeah, I think it's really interesting. The series, it doesn't feel done, but I don't think they'll make a second season of Obi-Wan. I feel like some of the ideas presented in this series, so like the Tomb with the Jedi, Reva's story, I feel like those are going to be concluded in other ways. The Path as well, I think we're going to find out a lot more about that. Mention of Quinlan Vos being alive and helping people escape the Empire. I think we're going to see these characters a lot more in other shows, and I think because Andor is going to be released at the end of August, so like not long to go, I think we're going to find out a lot more there. But yeah, I'm absolutely happy. Like, at the end of the day, they weren't going to make a series what's going to please every Star Wars fan out there. There's going to be some people who are going to complain right now, but you know what, me and my experience with Star Wars, and for me, Star Wars, what I absolutely love about it is the relationships between people. I think it's such a great narrative that way, and just based on that alone for this series, I think they really played on the whole how people interact with others and like relationships between people, hope, everything like that. So I really enjoyed it, and yeah, I think it's a good series. Like, and that's not all I can really say. I just think for me to make it better, we've just been nice to have like a little Ahsoka reference, a Satine reference. Just maybe it's like had a couple more flashbacks to the Clone Wars. Maybe it's like Rex or Cody, like just like something small like that, but nothing like significant. And I like the opening with Reva. I want to know, but I'm sort of like, I kind of wish we maybe saw her like decide to bleed the crystals back, so they become white, and then like we would have seen a whole transition from her being Sith and like returning to the light. I think that would have been more interesting, but apart from that, it's fine. But yeah, so that's been. This is like the last episode reaction I'm going to be doing for a while, and yeah, I've enjoyed doing these. It's nice being able to document my thoughts and opinions right off the bat. Like, in a week's time, I probably might feel different about the series. I might rewatch some episodes, might have like a bit more analytical analysis, who knows. But yeah, this is my first reaction series. It's probably not the best, probably not best camera, lighting, anything like that. It probably will improve every time I do these, but thank you for everyone like who's watched and supported and left like kind words. If anyone has like any suggestions on how I can improve these videos, please like let me know. I'm going to start uploading some of my VODs from my playthrough of Jedi Fallen Order. I'm going to warn people, the gameplay is a little, I don't know how to say, jumpier way. Apparently it's like an issue with the game or something like that. It doesn't record fully from VODs. So even though when I was playing it and on stream it appeared perfect and like flowed really nicely, there are like little jumps within like in drop frames. But for me, I'm uploading them just because I really wanted to document my journey with that game. So even if people don't watch, it's totally fine. I just wanted to like have them up just for something for me. So yeah, and I'm hoping I'm going to start uploading regularly on this channel a bit more. Maybe it's like VODs of favourite playthroughs, some videos of playthroughs away from like streaming. I also want to do some Dead by Daylight focused videos, and I'm actually collaborating with a friend right now on one, so it's going to be exciting. I'm really enjoying making YouTube content alongside my Twitch content. It's just quite fun and relaxing, and especially these type of reaction shows. I probably will be reacting to Andor because I'm really intrigued with that series, and also I saw Fiona Shaw was in it, who's one of my favourite actresses. Like, she's absolutely incredible, so the fact that she's going to be now in Star Wars, I'm just like, yeah, give me the series. But yeah, it's been lovely sharing this journey with you all. Please let me know what you thought of the final episode of Obi-Wan Kenobi, and may the Force be with you. Bye.